What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. We will be talking about Arsenal as the international break starts, as Arsenal carry on with their top four pursuit. It's been a great weekend. Happy Monday to everyone. We got good sunny weather in the UK for once after all this rain we've had lately. And I'm back, people. International breaks probably come at the wrong time for Arsenal, I've got to be honest. We're flowing at the moment, man. We could have done with games carrying on, but you know what? Sit down, relax for 2 weeks, do what we got to do, and we come back, people. First of all, don't forget that today's video is sponsored by the guys at Spitch. They've got competitions running at the moment, completely free. They will continue during the international break. Go and get that downloaded, completely free. You do have to be 18 to play it, though. And as I always say, if you win that 12 grand, just give me a shout, people. Give me a shout. Apologies as well yesterday, man. I was going to do the classico on Twitch, but I was out with the family and it was, a nice sunny day. I felt unfair rushing everyone back home for me to do the watch along. But of course, we will talk about a certain player that did something, pretty big in that game later on in the show. But I won't mention his name this early. I'll let you have the warm-up, have a little stretch first, people. Big up each and every one of you. Make sure you like the video. Hope you're all having a great Monday. And let's talk football. Let's see some of your comments. Nick, big up to you. Big up Buenos Aires. Guna, Cello, big up yourself. Bias Guna said, Gabby, Agbon Lahore purchased some water tears from the Ruben Neves store. Do you know what I mean? Agbon Lahore, man, you need to relax, bro. Like, what? Do you know what makes me laugh nowadays in football? Why do people think that they can tell people how to feel and how to celebrate? They won a game at Villa Park. We've got a bad record at Villa Park. I believe we haven't beaten them since they got promoted at Villa Park. And Agbonlah's going, oh, look at the way they're celebrating. Well, what's the problem? What do you want them to do? Just walk off the pitch with their head down? Yeah, man, we'll celebrate. This means a lot to the football club. I've been in dressing rooms where you win a big game and also when you lose. I've never sat there and thought, oh, look at the way they're celebrating. I'm already annoyed with our own team's performance. So I don't understand this whole thing. What I will say, people, I think we're starting to annoy people as Arsenal. And the reason is because we're doing well. That's the reality, people. Nobody cares about the teams that don't do anything. Have you ever had an argument with a Southampton fan or a Norwich fan? No, I'll tell you why. Because you're not bothered about them. You don't really notice what they're doing. You only get irritated by teams when they start to do well. And that is the thing with Arsenal. We're starting to do well. We're not the media lovey-doveys. When you turn on Sky, when you turn on BT, who do you see? You see a bunch of Liverpool ex-players, Man United ex-players, Tottenham ex-players. If you're lucky, you'll see Ian Wright. You ain't going to see many other Arsenal pundits. We're not the media darlings, people. So, yeah, we're annoying people, man. And that's why they're dissing us now and annoyed with the way we're celebrating. What's Agbon Lahore, bro? Come on. We ain't going to start listening to pundits like that, let me tell you. Big up Snake Eyes. He says, big up Big C. Good morning on a beautiful Monday morning. Blessings to each and every one of you people. Start the week right. Go for a walk. Do something positive this week and move forward. It's all about progress, people. Big up the big bro, Kevin Campbell. Bap, bap. Yo, Curtis, I hope everyone is well. Great result and performance. Great that this Arsenal are upsetting people with their results. It's the players. It's the players, Kev. It's the players. And listen, like I said, have you heard anybody criticising Arsenal the last 2 years? They ain't said a damn thing. You know why? Because we've been 8th. Nobody cares about the people in lane 8 in that 100-metre race. They only care about, Usain Bolt and whoever's running next to him. Right now, we're challenging for medals. People are getting really irritated by us. And guess what? I don't mind it, people. Let them get more angry. They're crying a river for us, man. I'm telling you, Justin Timberlake says, cry me a river. Oh, cry me. Forgive the vocals, people. I've never been the biggest singer, I can't lie. Big up Ashane, big up Big C from Kingston, Jamaica. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well. Agbo admitted he might be jealous of Arsenal straight after, so I don't care. Listen, he said in another interview that Thierry Henry was his idol growing up. I think it's another Ruben Neves where I've always got the impression Ruben Neves actually wants to play for Arsenal. but he disses us, It's like that jealous thing, You know how the thing goes already, people. Ashley Young was talking crud. I mean, listen, I've got to be honest, people. I don't listen to anything that Ashley Young says, and especially when that bird pooed in his mouth at Old Trafford. I think he's got bigger problems to worry about with birds dumping in his toilet mouth. So yeah, we keep it moving, Ashley Young, or as we called him, Ashley Old, because Ashley Young didn't look too young on Saturday when Saka was ragdolling him all over Villa Park, people. So yeah. Bird breath, Ashley Young better relax with his comments. Jacob said, big up the community. Hope everyone has a class week. Can't wait for the international break to be over. I gotta be honest, people. I'm not sitting here excited by the international break. I'll do what I can. I might get a little watch along here and there if I can, but we just gotta get through it. I need Arsenal games back. I can't lie, people. I'm already bored of this international break. Big up Kev, yeah, man. Big up Kev as always, man. Big up, big up. The pigeon dumped in his mouth, man. Xhaka mode, right? Let me go into Xhaka mode. And let's start talking about the game, people. Seems like it was days and days and days ago. It was only just over 48 hours ago. But let's talk about the game. Briefly, we'll break it down, do player ratings, all of that good stuff. And listen, you know me, people. I'm somebody that I'm very wholehearted in my opinions. If I'm unhappy, you really know about it. But if I'm happy, I will give equal praise. And for me, people, this was a very mature performance from Arsenal. That is the word that I would go for, mature. Considering we have a lot of young players in our team, make no mistake, Villa Park is not an easy place to go. It's a big atmosphere. Steven Gerrard. There was a lot of narratives going into this game. Emi Martinez, former Arsenal. Buendia nearly signed for us. Coutinho was interested in coming. Ollie Watkins has been linked. And I've got to be honest, my initial thought process was, Villa weren't very good. But at the same time, I have to give the praise for Arsenal for not allowing them to be very good, because it can't be every time we win a game that other team played bad. Coutinho is a world beater on his day. We've seen him put many shots into the top corner. And we kept them quiet. And we dominated the game. And the thing for me was how good we are in possession lately. This is the big difference for me. When I watched Arsenal last year, even when we won games, it was like we were stumbling over the finish line. We didn't really have a style and a philosophy. Maybe we didn't have the players to implement it. I'm now seeing Arsenal popping off little 1-2s, little triangles, options all over the place. And I'm enjoying watching Arsenal. I really am. This was an assured, accomplished, and mature performance, people. Aston Villa are no mugs. They've got lots of quality. We kept a clean sheet. We deserved the win. I think my only thing I would say, I think we could have ended this game earlier. I think a second goal would have completely finished them. Obviously, we had a nervy last 10 minutes, but again, 3 points, great way to go into the international break. And 7 days ago, I said we had 3 big games and we had to get a minimum of 6 points. We got 6. We're in 4th. We move. It stays in our hands, people. Kev said Partey equals a Rolls Royce, a.k.a. the General Day. Now, in reach, man, in reach. I'm telling you. We've been waiting for this guy. I'm not going to lie. All the jokes about Indomie noodles, the man breaking down every minute, all these injuries, putting shots on top of the North Bank. This guy's different. This guy, let me tell you, this guy, Thomas Partey, people, he's built different. He probably needed the first year. I speak to a coach, not at Arsenal, actually. He works at Leeds, and he was saying how a lot of the signings last season, especially players from abroad, how much they'd struggled to settle in. And I think what people have to understand is that it must be very difficult to go to another country and settle down during a pandemic. It was lockdown. You can't go and explore London and go to certain places and get in touch with the culture and what's going off in that city because everyone's sitting down in the yard. He missed pre-season. We signed him on the last day of the transfer window last season. He had no pre-season. There was no settling in period. This summer, he had pre-season. We're out of lockdown. You're seeing a totally different player. For me, I mean, I don't know. I think you could have a debate. Is Thomas Partey the best player at Arsenal right now? I got to be honest. I think he gets in most teams in the Premier League. But hey, that's a debate for another day. Maybe that'll be a good one. The system Partey played in was different. At Atletico, they played 4-4-2. It was a lot different. There was times he actually played in defence for them. Pigeons are celebrating. I'm telling you, there's a pigeon party on top of the Emirates. He ain't licked down no pigeons for a while, that is for sure. He found Ali. Yeah, apparently he's converted to a Muslim now. So, you know, maybe the guidance and has helped him. You never know, people. Baller. Yeah, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. Kev knows the ting, man. Kev knows the ting, man. Most of it, anyway. Kev, I'm going to shout you. We'll get a show done during the international break. It'd be good to get you on. Sam said, we were dross, Big C. You can take Douglas Luiz and Ollie Watkins. Listen, I've said many times, and I hope I don't come across as disrespectful. I do not want Ollie Watkins at Arsenal. I think he's a run-of-the-mill, half-decent Premier League striker. I don't think he takes Arsenal to the next level, that is for sure. And listen, Douglas Luiz, man, he got the general treatment, man, from the general himself. He couldn't live with him. But he definitely didn't do himself any favours in the hunt for an Arsenal move, that is for sure. Yeah, smash them likes, people. Over 1,000 of you in here already. Can we hit 1,000 likes? Make sure you follow on the Twitch. We are going to get started on there during the international break, I promise. And download Spitch as well, people. Get yourself in that competition. DV said, we always rate players like Buendia, Watkins, Ings above ours, and I don't get why, even Leicester players, but yet still we done the double over there. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it, why we do that, but I think the players at Arsenal are starting to get their ratings now. Right, let's get into the game. Have a little general talk about the game, get the player ratings, we'll do press conference reaction. There's a few news stories to talk about, a little bit of Aubameyang, maybe Tammy Abraham, Saliba as well. A few bits and bobs to talk about, people. So, let's talk about the game. Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 1. And, yeah, as Kev said, thump the like button, broke the neck. Yo, I thought Leno nearly broke his neck on Saturday when he fell over. But listen, we're going to get into the player ratings. And I'm going to start with Bernd Leno. And I have to say, right, this guy, for me, this is just my opinion. This guy deserves unbelievable credit for his performance on Saturday. Unbelievable. A year ago, we got rid of Emi Martinez to keep Bernd Leno as number one. He gets replaced in the summer by, let's be honest, people, footballers have got big egos, especially Premier League. You're at the pinnacle of English football. He gets replaced by a goalkeeper from a relegated team in the Championship. And he's had to sit down most of the season, apart from a few cup games. He could have come back into this game. He could have had any kind of attitude, and he was fantastic. When I saw Ramsdale wasn't playing, I was worried. Then I realised, actually, Bernd Leno's probably the best number 2 goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't know any team in the Premier League that's got a better number 2 goalkeeper than Bernd Leno. He would play number 1 for, I would say, 10, 11, 12 teams in the Prem. He's a very assured goalkeeper. Distribution isn't quite as good as Ramsdale, but he's a good goalkeeper, and he was fantastic for me. The save he made at the end was vital. Do you know what? I'm going to give him an 8.5, people, because it's more than the performance for me. It's the attitude. It's the professionalism. Yeah, the distribution wasn't as good as Ramsdale, but spot on with his performance. And I'm telling you, depending on how long Ramsdale's out for, they're going to have a fight now. You know, does Ramsdale come straight back in or does he keep his place? Let me know in the comments. Ice Freezy, thank you for the super chat. Shake party in midfield, yes, General. Hey, come on, bro. Jeff said, big up Mr. Curtis and this brilliant community. Love the content. The number 1 for facts and entertainment. Well, I try, bro. I try. Yeah, I'm going to give Leno an 8.5. I thought he was fantastic. Clean sheet, took his crosses. People saying Kepa, come on. Kepa is not better than Leno. Kepa is trash, mate. That's one of the worst signings Chelsea have ever made. Kelleher's good. He ain't better than Leno, man. Leno's German international, played in Europe. He was excellent. He was absolutely excellent for me. Most of you giving him an 8. Put his neck on the line for really nearly broke the neck, as Kev would say. Broke the neck settings. Very good game. Great professionalism. Sakayo gives him a 9. TM said facts. Young Izzy 8.5. Quality game, people. Let's get into the back 4. Cedric, again. We were all waiting for Tomiyasu to come back. I was worried. I was thinking, you know what, people? You know, Philip Coutinho on the left. He's a very intelligent player against Cedric. This could be a long afternoon for Cedric. But Cedric, he keeps proving people wrong. I can't lie. I feel like we go into every game with a pessimistic viewpoint on Cedric, that today's the day he's going to get ripped. Leicester, Harvey Barnes, he's going to rip him apart. Didn't really. You know, Luis Diaz, he's going to destroy him. Didn't really bother him, did he? You know, and even Coutinho did nothing. I think Cedric deserves credit. I give him a solid 7. I thought he was good. Don't think he was amazing going forward, but I thought it was a solid right back performance. Cedric an 8, says Jamar. South London gives him 7.5. Emmanuel a 7. Nimbo 7.5. Snake Eyes a 7. We have not missed Tommy. The thing is, they have different qualities, don't they? They have different qualities. So I do still think Tommy is better than Cedric, but Cedric is very good going forward. It's got a lovely delivery. Let's do Kieran Tierney at left-back, people. Thought it was a solid performance against Emi Buendia, former Arsenal target who did absolutely nothing in this game. Tierney has played this different role over the last few weeks. He's played the Tomiyasu fullback role and become the inverted fullback, and we've allowed Cedric to go forward. Has that helped Bukayo Saka because he's had the overlapping fullback? Now, when Tomiyasu comes back and he becomes the inverted fullback, that means Tierney will be the one bombing on again, in my opinion. I'll give Tierney a 7. I thought he was solid. Didn't think Buendia troubled him. As I said, you're not seeing him marauding forward as much now because of how he's playing and because Cedric's playing. But I thought it was a 7 and solid. Scott said 7.5. Mike gives him an 8. Nick gives him a 7. Vincent at 8. Tomiyasu suits our style of play better, said Zach. And Rory gives him an 8. Hendon Guna a 7. And Sout a 7. Let's talk the two centre-backs. I thought the two centre-backs were excellent in this game. I'll start with Benjamin White. England call-up this week. And I thought Ollie Watkins got bagged by both of these two between them. Ings came on, did nothing. Nothing troubled them. Great clearances. I thought they were both really good, to be honest. I thought this was another quality clean sheet from both of them. I'm going to give Ben White an 8, people. I'm going to give him an 8. It's not an easy place to go, Aston Villa. Let me tell you, Villa Park rocks at times. Gerrard would have had them fired up. Ollie Watkins got bagged. He did absolutely nothing. Solid 8. Nick says 8. Winchester says 9. Did you know what? I'm just going to go for them both. I'll give Gabriel an 8 as well. I thought they were equally as good. Couple of great clearances from headers. There was one in particular where I think Watkins was going to tap in at the back post. I think Gabriel headed it away. I'm going to give them both 8 out of 10. I thought they were both excellent people. Ollie Watkins is a sideman. I mean, we've played them twice this season, so I can say what I really think now. I always try and hold it down in case they score, but let me tell you, people, I don't want Ollie Watkins at Arsenal, and I'm not saying that because of this game. I don't see the hype around him. They're talking £50 million. No, not for me. Don't get Watkins anywhere near Arsenal. Granit Xhaka. Granito Xhakadinho. He got booked just before half-time. I thought, here we go, sending off on the way. He got his customary yellow card. But let me be honest, he played, I know some people say I'm disrespectful calling him this, but he's the backup dancer at the moment, but he's doing his job. He's doing his job, man. He's the good, he's the rice with the chicken. I ordered the chicken and the rice just came with it. The general party is the beast, the chicken, and we need that little bit of rice on the side. I thought Xhaka was good. I thought he was good. I'd give him a 7 out of 10, people. No mistakes, solid on the ball, didn't get sent off. I thought he did well. Jake said I'd give him a solid 7. Snake Eye said 7. Zach said 8. The yellow was BS. I think it was more because he'd fouled him and then pushed him. I thought it was a silly yellow card to give him, to be honest. But I'm going to give Xhaka a 7 out of 10. And listen, let me give Xhaka his dues. His dues, people. Man said Xhakademus. Yo, Xhakademus, I remember going to Nottingham Carnival years ago and watching Xhakademus and Pliers. I was only a young kid, man. She's floating like a butterfly. So, darling, baby girl. If you know, people. Let me tell you, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you think, what the hell is this guy talking about? But we move, people. Xhakademus and Pliers settings, people. Abby said, I want to apologise to Xhaka for the abuse on Saturday. He did not put a foot wrong, apart from that foul, which was not bad. Assist the general. Yeah, man, he done his thing, man. Listen, we've all been emotional about the boy Xhaka at times, man. I can't lie, people. Yeah, some of you know, man. Yo, Dre's a DJ. He knows about them tunes there, man. But yeah, man, pull it. Yo, not even Notting Hill Carnival, Nottingham Carnival, people. Nottingham Carnival. But hey, big tune. Right, Thomas Partey, the general. In fact, people were saying to me the other day, I got to stop calling him the general because the general's not even the highest rank in the army. I think they were saying lieutenant and all of that. So I soon move him up, I'm telling you. But listen, this brother is cooking, people. He's cooked. Midfielders just getting seasoned up on the barbecue by this guy. Let me tell you, this is what had Robbie spinning around the Emirates when we signed him. What a player. What a player. We've needed this guy for a decade. Imagine when we had Cesc Fabregas, if a player like that was next to him. Imagine when we had Santi Cazorla, if a player like that was next to him. The general, the lieutenant, the boss man. What a beast. 9 out of 10. Man of the match. Monster. A man seeing how good he is on the ball. I knew he had to have quality on the ball. You don't play for Simeone if you're not a beast. The guy is class. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Garth, my apology. You know me, my personality, man. I can't help myself. A few Liverpool fans have messaged me saying, yo, your title's disrespectful, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Arsenal don't slip up at Gerrard's Villa. I'm sorry, Slippy Gerrard. I shouldn't have said it, but I had to say it. I couldn't help myself. There's a lot of people, crying tears at Arsenal at the moment. I had to throw them back. Gerrard said some sideways-ish about Saka as well, so he needed it. I'm sorry, people. You know my personality by now. Thomas Partey, 9 out of 10, man of the match, wrap it up. Done and dusted, people. Man of the match, simple as that. Party hard, party hard. Hey, well, we're partying, proper right now. Beast mode, absolute beast mode, Thomas Partey. He's been our best player. I think he got player of the month last month as well. Monster, people. Right, we move, people. Man said, Gerrard, slip and slide. Hey, I prefer not to speak about that, people. Prefer not to speak. I am actually a big fan of Gerrard, the player, but he said some ish about Saka I weren't a fan of, so I had to throw it in. All right, let's get into the front three behind the striker. We'll start with Martin Odegaard. I didn't think he was at his best. He's had a quiet couple of games, Liverpool and Villa. Liverpool's a bit more understandable. Fabinho was mashing work. But he was quiet. He worked hard. Still got in good positions. He was substituted and he didn't look happy. He was cursing as he came off the pitch, man. And he's been taken off the last 2 games as well by Arteta, which he really wasn't doing before that. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for the work rate. I don't think he was very productive, if I'm being honest. It's a shame he could have possibly had a goal if a certain striker who we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes' time laid him a very simple pass. Maybe then he could have scored. But it wasn't one of his best days. But I'm not going to hammer him. He's been very good the last 6 weeks or so. I'll give him a 6 out of 10 for Martin Odegaard. Let's do Emile Smith-Rowe, ESR. I was very unsure of his game until I watched the game back yesterday. I was like, during the watch-along, I felt like I hardly said ESR's name. He did a few good things. What he did very well for Arsenal was relieve pressure. There was a number of times he got the ball in our half, went on a little run and they fouled him. And he gets us out of pressure situations. I don't think he was at his best, ESR. He was a bit quiet, hasn't started a game for a while. But I really like the way he handles the ball in possession and a lot of work rate as well. He'll help Kieran Tierney double up. What are you giving him, people? Do you know what? I've got 6.5 written down. Am I off it with that? What do you think? He put cash in a spliff. Sal said 6.5. He had an interesting game, 7. ESR was good, 7. ESR 6, get Martinelli back. And that's the dilemma, innit? I think when he comes back, I'm not sure he did enough in that game to keep Martinelli out. I'm going to stick with my 6.5. I thought he was good, but not involved in the game as much as I would have liked. But he hasn't started a game for a while, so maybe he wasn't fully fit. 6.5 for ESR, Haleb said Emmanuel. Let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Oh, mate, I'm telling you, this kid is destined for the top, in my opinion. His mentality, his attitude, his personality. There's a maturity about this guy's game that, honestly, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable the way this guy plays football at times. He's just a great player. I mean, Ashley Young. I ain't heard that much crap come out of Ashley Young's mouth since, well, crap went into his mouth when a certain pigeon pooed in his mouth at Old Trafford. But Ashley Young, I was calling him Ashley Old, Ashley Antique, Ashley Antiques Roadshow, Ashley Fossil. I mean, Ashley Dung, as Kid called him. Ashley Dung, man, I'm telling you, listen, you got bodied, fam. You might want to start looking at your retirement plan, Ashley Young. Listen, I know you've had a good career. You won trophies at United. We're not talking about his career. But, yo, Ashley Birdpoo Young, Ashley Dung, you got done, mate. That's all I'm saying. You got cooked. They had to kick Saka to get him off the pitch. That was the only way you was getting him off the pitch. For me, what am I giving him? I'm giving him 9 out of 10. I'm giving him 9 out of 10. Because if you look at our front four in that game, not a lot was happening from Odegaard, from Smith Rowe, and a certain striker we're going to talk about. So he's won us the game. It's a vital goal. That could have quite easily fizzled out and been a 0-0, and we're having Arsenal therapy today. Instead, we're top four flying high, people. So I'm giving Saka a 9. He wasn't great against Liverpool, and I got to be honest, including myself, I was like, is it time to take him out the team? I'm not sure. We were 50-50 about it. He's put in a performance of that quality. Fantastic goal. Won us the game. Constant threat. They doubled up on him. And, yeah, Ashley Young, mate. I mean, you got pooed on again, mate. Right, let's talk about Lacazette. Oh, no. I need to be careful how I word this because I do not want anybody to think that I have any personal issue with Alexander Lacazette. But this guy's putting me under pressure every time we do player ratings, man. I'm getting put under pressure every single time I do player ratings and I start talking about Alexander Lacazette. He gave me a headache on Saturday. He gave me a headache watching him play. I was in physical agony watching him play. It was painful. First off, hardly touched the ball. Do you know, people, Lacazette hasn't had a shot on target in the last 2 games. Liverpool and Villa didn't have a shot on target. I mean, strikers don't score goals if they don't shoot. He doesn't play like a striker. And when he gets the ball, he doesn't even look like he wants to shoot. I don't know if, in all fairness to him, is it the role he's being asked to do? Can he not do it? Is it too much work rate expect of a guy that's nearly 31? I called him knackered Zet against Liverpool. I mean, this was beyond knackered. This was exhaustion. He looks shot to pieces, this guy. I don't know what to give him. He could have laid Odegaard in. He's playing with desperation, people. He's playing with desperation. Should have passed. The defender's a yard in front of him. He kicks it straight at him. I'm going to give him... He did nothing. I can't remember any... I'm giving him a 4. Giving him 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm giving him 4 out of 10 for the work, and that is it. The productivity was not there, people. You know? It just wasn't there. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I just hope that this situation, in terms of Arsenal striker, does not stop us doing what we need to do this season, because it is a problem. It is a problem. I got to be honest. Lacazette, I give him a 4 for the work rate, people. 4 out of 10. That might, some people saying too high. Listen, he does a lot of running. He gets 4 just for the run, you know, 1,500 meters, you know, I don't know. But yeah, he stunk out the place. He stunk out the place. I mean, some people saying give him less than a 4. I wrote down 4 because I didn't want to seem like I was being too harsh. We won the game. If you thought that rating was bad, wait till I start talking about the substitutes. I'm going to have to go full screen for this one. Going to have to go full screen. People, I'm being serious now. Did anybody see the 15-minute cameo from Edward Nketiah? I'm genuinely confused when I watch this guy play. I don't know what to think. He came on. I said something that I've never said on any stream ever. And I'm almost ashamed that I said it. I said Lacazette has played so bad. I'm glad Eddie Nketiah's coming on. I mean, I had to look at myself in the mirror after the stream. Like, what have they drove you to? I was semi-ashamed of myself. And then Eddie came on. How quick. Eddie came on, people. And I mean, this guy here tomorrow, right, Sherman Klump. I think we'd have been better off if he was up front. He comes on and he volleys the ball out for a throw-in. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Obviously on the stream, I have the volume turned down. So I see Eddie get the ball and he just volleys it out for a throw. And I'm like, oh, no problem, people. Someone's injured. Someone must be down with cramp. So I'm looking at the screen like, when's the screen going to pan to the injured player? So I'm looking like, all right, who's injured then? I'm like, I see Villa take the throw, and I'm like, hold on. He's just volleyed the ball out for a throw-in under no pressure. What's he doing? That was bad enough. All right, one thing. All right, we let that go. And then he runs after the ball, and I'm like, there we go, bit of pace. And he stands on the ball and falls over it. And I'm like, this is the guy that Arteta wants to give a new contract to. I mean, here he is as well. And Nketiah's phone bill, he said, don't do me dirty, Curtis. Bro. I mean, Sal said 0.5 and I'm being generous. Eddie gets a 1 for me. All Eddie did on this day was put his kit on the right way in his football boots. I'm not even sure if he had the right foot on the right boot. He might have had the boots on the wrong way. I don't know if his laces were untied. I don't know if it was too sunny. I don't know what happened to Eddie, but we might as well have Sherman Klump up front, people. He gets a 1 out of 10. I actually wanted Lacazette to come back off the bench and play defensive midfield when I saw Eddie Nketiah come on. I've never seen anything like it. He would struggle. I mean, just don't give him a new contract. Do not give him a new contract. We can't deal with Eddie for another year, man. I don't understand how he tripped over the ball. Like, please, somebody interview him, find out. Snake Eyes, Big C, what do you think Arteta sees in him? I mean, I don't know. What does anyone see? Does anyone in the comments actually rate Eddie Nketiah? Honestly, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not even sure if he's a Premier League striker. I think he's a Championship striker. I think this striker's in the Championship better than Eddie Nketiah. I'm being serious. This striker's in the Championship better than Eddie Nketiah. The man fell over the ball under no pressure. Does anyone... I rate him a bit, said Faith. I mean, you're going to need some faith if you rate him. Let me tell you. I'm telling you. Eddie belongs in League One. Let's move before they start hammering me. Yeah, Mitrovic is better than Eddie, mate, by far. I'm going to stop because people say you're being too harsh on him. Let's go back. Let me... So, who's the next one? Nicolas Pépé. Oh, my... Nico, honestly... You know, like you go and buy something in a shop and they go, oh, you know, you buy a t-shirt. You buy a t-shirt from the shop. They put it in the bag. There you go, sir. And there's your receipt. You've got 28 days to bring it back and get your money back. They need to find the receipt for Pépé, fam. I can't lie. They need to find the receipt. We've been robbed. We've been robbed in broad daylight. And you know me, people. You know me. I like Pépé. There's something about Pépé what I like. I feel like there's a player in there. But I'm telling you now, Raul Sanelli, You've done us, mate. You've absolutely robbed us in broad daylight. This guy tried his best to come on and throw the game away. I'm at the point right now, and I've never said this. I've never said this, what I'm about to say. I think we need to sell Pépé in the summer. I think it's over. Man said the 1-year warranty has expired. I'm telling you. I think we have to sell Pépé this summer, man. And it's not all Pepe's fault. Let me be honest, yeah. Maybe if he's starting every week and the manager's putting his arm around him and giving him that belief, then cool. But it ain't going to happen for him under Mikel Arteta. And let me tell you something. When you're trying to defend a lead, he is one of the worst players you can bring on. If you're trying to win a game, Pepe's not bad to bring on. He's got a little something. When you're trying to defend a lead, he is a nightmare on Elm Street, mate. This brother lost the ball about 4 times in about 10 minutes. And then he caps it off by fouling, man, on the edge of the box with 10 seconds to go. I was like, Pépé, if they score from this free kick, get in your car, go to the airport and fly out, mate. You might as well not come back. I think he's done at Arsenal this summer. Because he's never going to get in this team under this manager on a regular basis. He's just not. And you can't have a £72 million player at Arsenal sitting on the bench. For me, if Leeds get relegated, give me Rafinha, mate. Give me Rafinha. I don't even know how much money you would get for Pépé. Honestly, he had a stinker when he came on. I give him... What do I give him? I give him what Laka got. I give him a 4. He worked. He did work. And listen, I'm not just saying this as a shot at Pépé in terms of him being some sort of bad player. I think Pepe's got talent. But he ain't going to happen under Mikel Arteta. I don't think he'll ever become a first-team regular in this team. He loves Saka too much, which he should, obviously. He's a great player. Martinelli, I mean, he's just been unreal the last few weeks. I don't see Pépé getting in this team. Pépé needs to be at a club where the manager thinks, you are one of my best players. I'm going to put my arm around you. I'm going to play you every other week or every week. He's never going to get that at Arsenal. They're never going to drop Saka or Martinelli for Pépé. He doesn't trust him. Doesn't look after the ball well enough. If I was Arsenal, I would try and recoup as much money as you can get for him and keep it moving. I think we'll be lucky to get 25 million for him this summer. Got 2 years left on his deal. They're not going to give him a new contract, so I wouldn't let him run down to a year. Go and get Rafinha. If we get Champions League, look at Sterling and Gnabry if they decide to leave because of their contract issues. I think we may have to let Pépé go in the summer. And it's a shame because I like him. He's talented, but it's not... It's him and Arteta. The balance, what he wants, you haven't got. That's what it is. It doesn't add up. So Pépé gets a 4. Rob Holding came on. When Holding's coming on for an attacking play, you know what time it is. Just hang on. And I give him a 5. He did nothing wrong. You know, his hair looked great. His hair's grown back since the transplant. And that's about it, people. Jose said, you can see there is something wrong with his mentality. You wonder sometimes, don't you, if... Does that money, and I'm not saying this is the case with Pépé, but does that money sometimes take the hunger and the fire out of players' games? You know, sometimes I think when you're trying to climb to the top, that hunger, that determination, that drive, sometimes if you've reached the top, even though Arsenal aren't at the top, I'm talking more in the sense of 130 grand a week, Premier League, London, Ferraris. Does it take that hunger out of you? I'm going to put the first poll up of the day. Someone just put it there. Would you sell Pépé this summer? First poll of the day. It's up, people. Would you sell Pépé this summer? I think we're in a difficult position with him. I really do. I've always said he's a counter-attacking winger. He'd be good at Crystal Palace. Somebody like that hits you on the break. You get him in behind and he finishes. He can finish. Arsenal are looking to play possession-based football. They want hard work. They want players that retain possession well. Pépé isn't that player. He loses the ball cheaply sometimes. You've got to get Pépé in front of goal Because what Pépé is a good finisher, but we don't get him in front of goal enough. And that is the problem, people. That is the problem. The poll is up now, so get yourself voting, people. Mikel Arteta. I'm going to give Mikel Arteta... I'm going to give Mikel Arteta a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give him 9 out of 10 for that performance. I think he picked the right team. He didn't really have any other option with the team to pick. I think he made good changes. He brought Pépé on earlier. Who else did he bring on? Oh, man, Eddie. Yeah, that wasn't great, but he didn't have a lot there. And Rob Holding, yeah, for me, I thought I'd give him 9 out of 10. Give him 9. I thought it was brilliant. It was a great performance. We've been to Villa before and got slapped. So to go there, keep a clean sheet, keep Coutinho quiet, Watkins, McGinn, and they've got a very good midfield as well. We kept all of them out of the game. Arteta gets 9 out of 10 for me, people. Gunnar React says 8. Hennan Guna said 8. Socially Outcasted 9. Someone said, wow, they can't. I told you, I'm fair, man. I'm fair. You get your flowers when you're doing well, man. Jake says 9, and Jamar says 9 as well. Curtis 9. Wow, Bumpy Johnson's shocked, man. Damn, Curtis rating Arteta from the Liverpool game. Massive swing. Yeah, each game to its own, man. Snake Eye said, my name is Abba. I just moved to Spain. I'm scoring goals for fun. I scored 2 yesterday with an assist. I still love Arsenal. This is where you see you've set this in a whole other direction now, aren't you? Snake Eye's causing trouble, you know. I'm telling you. Why you have to come in and do that? Let's get it out of the way, because I know a lot of people get triggered by this conversation. And I know a lot of people will say, I shouldn't even be discussing it. He doesn't play for us anymore. However, it is going to be a discussion because our striker can't hit a barn door at the moment. And a striker that's left the club is hitting everything that's in front of him at the moment. So let's talk about him, people. Let me talk about him. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. 2 goals yesterday, people. 2 goals in the Classico and 1 assist. Nah, we ain't getting sentimental. We're just gonna speak facts. Yeah, do you know what? The file's there if necessary. Yeah, we got paperwork here, people. This is only the player ratings and stuff, though. But we got paperwork. I'm sure there's an Aubameyang file in here somewhere. Nah, listen, people. Let's have a genuine discussion. I'm gonna ask the question. So let's first talk about the tweet. So Aubameyang scores 2 against Real Madrid. They beat them 4-0. They battered them at the Bernabeu. Aubameyang scores 2, gets an assist, gets man of the match. El Clasico, biggest club game in football, they say. And Xavi is waxing lyrical about him, saying he's a gift from the sky. He can't believe they got him for free. Busquets said, you know, he finds it unbelievable that a striker like this was struggling to get in a team elsewhere. He said that after the game. 7 league goals in 7 games, 9 goals in 9 starts. The most informed striker in European football since January the 31st when he left. The most informed striker in Europe since he started to play for Barcelona. He tweeted, hello from the finished player. Now, first of all, what is your thoughts on that comment? Is that disrespectful to Arsenal, or is it disrespectful to the fans that said he was finished? There's the first question. Man has turned up and done the Dragon Ball Z celebration and just shut down the Bernabeu real quick. Mad celebration, I can't lie. So I want to get some of your comments, people. I want to get the diss track settings, man. Man came back with a waffle and syrup. Kid said, I thought he was done. The solution is the problem, said Shibe. Zach said, Aubameyang has been sensational since he joined Barca. I've got to be honest, it hurts. And that's the thing. I honestly think no Arsenal fan can look at that and just not feel some sort of way about it. Because the question I ask, all right, the reason I have this is I'm looking at it going, okay, he's banging goals in at Barcelona. could he have banged goals in at Arsenal if him and Mikel Arteta would have settled their differences? Man said Aubameyang emptied the clip. Could they have solved it? Because the reality is the biggest weakness in the Arsenal team at the moment is our striker. And the striker we've sold, in fact, we didn't sell him, we gave him away. We're also paying part of his wages until the end of the season. Can you believe that? Barcelona got him on a free and we're paying part of his wages. They must be thinking, oh my God, what kind of deal was that? But I want to know your thoughts and opinions on Aubameyang. While I get to that, I'm going to end this poll, not the stream, end this poll on Nicolas Pépé. 78% of you said you would sell Pépé this summer, so that's damning. A lot of you think he should go. Master said, those who are crying about Aubameyang don't understand football. Teams have different systems and players. You can have a situation just as much as you can have an Aubameyang situation just as much as you get Lukaku. Them fans are emotional. Listen, first of all, I get your point. I don't think it's as clear as to say fans that are crying or whatever about Aubameyang don't understand football. Not everything is as clear as night and day. Some people are saying Aubameyang needed something else. He needed to leave. He needed the fresh start. Some people are saying Arteta should have kept him. Arteta should have... Listen, I've always said, let me tell you my opinion, and I'm sure you know it anyway. I don't think Aubameyang was finished. I still think you could have got something out of him. However, I don't know the ins and outs of the fallout. Maybe the fallout was that bad that there was no way back. I said in January, Arsenal have two choices for me. He either has to keep him or he has to replace him. If he does neither one of them, he's taken a massive risk. And for me, I've said it all along, I think Mikel Arteta has taken a huge risk by not signing a striker, because if we don't get top four due to goals scored, people will say that that was a big mistake in January. Now, DV said he downed tools for us. I don't agree with that. There was stats saying that he'd closed down more defenders than any other striker in the league up to that point. Being out of form does not mean you've downed tools, in my opinion. But listen, it's up to people with their opinions, of course. Shaib said Aubameyang was the best. He scored 100 goals faster than Thierry Henry. Omar said Aubameyang was finished at Arsenal. See, simple as that. See, the question I would say, right, is people say Aubameyang was finished at Arsenal, but are now accepting Lacazette in the team and are happy with Lacazette in the team. So that's the bit I don't quite understand. What's Lacazette done more than Aubameyang? Aubameyang had a quiet year. I think he got 10, 11 league goals last year. Lacazette's got 4 league goals this year and we're in March. So listen, it's one of them. It's one of them. I'm going to put up one more poll. I'm going to put one more poll and then we'll move on from the Aubameyang discussion. Was letting Aubameyang go a mistake? There you go, people. Because no Arsenal fan can sit there and watch a guy score in El Classico and not feel some sort of, man, why couldn't we get him to do that at Arsenal? People say he doesn't fit the system or things like that. But when you give a guy a 300 grand a week contract, you should have a system in place that gets the best out of him. Otherwise, you shouldn't give him the new contract. I think the blame has to go all around, to be honest. But hey, here's what it is. Snake Eye said, Big C, players don't just lose it. Aubameyang still has it, and I believe the system and the fallout were the issue. His movement in the box is lethal. I mean, somebody just said there, right, La Liga is washed. But I'm like, hang on a minute. Aren't we trying to sign Alexander Isak for 75 million from La Liga? And he's got 4 goals in La Liga in the whole season. Aubameyang's got 7 in 7 games. So I don't think people can say La Liga is washed. King said the dynamic in the Arsenal group is amazing. The team overall has scored more goals without Aubameyang. We should have signed a striker in January if we can't get top 4. But if we get top 4, it's all forgiven. And I'm with you on that. If we get top 4, I got nothing to say about it. I don't care if Aubameyang scores 50 million goals. If we get top 4, who cares? It all worked out. But if we don't, there is going to be a discussion to be had. Let's be honest. Anthony said, Barca have the Aubameyang that Emery had balling out. His problem was with Arteta. Simple as that. He didn't want to leave, but him and Arteta's beef was strong. And that's the thing. I think they had a real issue with each other, and that's probably why he had to go. So anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's not waffle on too much. I know it triggers a lot of opinions, but I like to have open discussion on this channel, you know, and I think a lot of people are talking about it at the moment, so we were going to bring it up. Dre said it's the manager, Curtis. I mean, listen, maybe so. I think it's a shame to see a player go and do that well when the narrative at Arsenal was that he's finished, and he's clearly not finished. You know, and styles and systems and managers can have a big effect on players. So, listen, we move on. Hey, I'm not having that. Man's calling me Curtis Morgan. I ain't having no Piers Morgan. Yardman said Isaac is trash. People didn't think he was trash in January. People were stalking his car, typing his tax details in, you know. Don Arsenal said, yeah, I'm back, Curtis. Glad I didn't hear anything about Aubameyang. Let's talk about Arsenal. Yeah, man. Let's move on. Let me end the poll. Let's see what we got. 55% of you say we didn't make a mistake in letting him go. 45 say we did. So quite tight, but slightly leaning towards the decision that we made, and we move on. Right, no more Aubameyang talk. I know a lot of you don't like talking about him, but I think it is a good discussion to have. Shaib said, we are going to regret Aubameyang. And Omar said, let me ask you this, see, do you think he would be scoring goals like this if he was still at Arsenal? I don't think he'd score as many because, let's be honest, Barcelona create chances for absolute fun. And it probably suits him more. But I think he's a better striker than Lacazette. So, you know, if you had £10 and I offered you £20, would you reject it? You wouldn't, would you? Because it's still more than the tenner you've got. But hey, we move. Right, let's move, people. Let's get into press conference reaction. Waffle time. This is only a short press conference, by the way, which is probably a good thing. Mikel Arteta was talking after the game against Aston Villa, and he had a few bits and bobs to say. It wasn't the longest press conference. I think after the game, the press conference is quite short. The one before the game is very, very long. So Arteta on the win, Saka and the fans. He looks very happy there after the win. Sunny day at Villa Park. And let's hear what he had to say. Get the waffle and syrup ready, people. Mick Ross in the building. The syrup is ready, man. Mickey Rose, that's my nickname. He said... it was a big win after the defeat against Liverpool, but the performance that we had, we wanted to come here and play well, which we did, get the 3 points. We want to keep momentum, and the team showed today the personality to come and play the way we played and dominate the game and to come away with a win. Yeah, short waffle hour shift, man. Somebody was off today. You just got to quickly cover the shift, man. On how fit our players look, he said, I told you we would be ready. I can complain or I can say what I think. It's fair or not. But I will tell you that we will be ready. Oh, man. See, the Saturday morning kickoff, man, we dealt with it, man. We haven't played too much, so we have to. Rashford feeds the kids. Arteta feeds the press. There you go. Waffle flying out of the press conference, you know. And yeah, Rashford's fed all the youths them, you know. Do we really need a striker, said Chris. Is water wet, Chris? Is water wet? That is your answer. We more than need a striker, my friend. On how it feels to win in front of our away fans, he said, that's what it gives probably sense to everything that we do. You realise in these moments, people have big emotions. If we can make them happy, it makes sense. And the connection they show with the players and with me, we have to be grateful. They have come on this journey. I think they believe in what we do. Told you, get over that finish line and I'll be a believer, people. Let me tell you. Cliff said, Aubameyang said he had a problem with Mikel Arteta alone, which says to me he wasn't happy with the way he was being used. Doing bits at Barca, Muppet fans look like mugs. Woo! Cliff came out with a clip. Emptied the whole clip. You going worse than me, bruv. I came out with a few jabs. You dropped the hook and 2 uppercuts on, man. Tyson said, name one player that has improved under Arteta without picking a youngster that is naturally developing. Eddie, Laka and Aubameyang were scoring with Emery. Tyson, man, I'm trying to be positive here. You're drawing me back into a dark place. And Cliff, man. I mean, I suppose you could give him some credit for what's happening with Thomas Partey. Listen, I've had this discussion before. No attacking player has really thrived under Mikel Arteta apart from the youngsters. Willian, Aubameyang, Pépé, Lacazette, they've all kind of gone backwards under him. But if we get top four, we'll hold it, we'll take it and hope that it's something he can fix. If he doesn't, I'll be the first one saying that it's not good enough, So don't draw me out, people, please. You lot are going to get me spinning on Arteta and slagging him off. I'm trying to be positive here, people. Let's have a look. On how it feels for him personally, he said, personally, great. We've been through a lot. We played almost 2 years without crowds. To build something, in my opinion, was the most important thing. The unity around the club, the sense of direction and belonging. They were going to be really important and they gave us belief. He loves it, don't he, man? He drops the speeches. Yeah, Cliff. Man said more like clip. Yo, man like clip, Cliff has no chill. That is the real Tyson. He come out swinging, man. Man said tick, tick, boom. It's a team game. The entire team has improved. What do you think? Who'd be the perfect replacement of Lacazette, Depay or Luke de Goat? Because I think Barca need to offload that Luke de Jong, mate. He's worse than Lacazette. He's shocking. Only the guy who played for Newcastle. I wouldn't want him anywhere near Arsenal. Memphis Depay, I don't know about Depay, I like him, talented, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Osimhen. I've always said I like Osimhen. And one of the guys I wanted us to sign, actually, Origi, is in talks with AC Milan on a free. So I would have taken Origi as one of the 2 striker options. Get Osimhen as number 1. Origi as 2. He's on his way to Milan. On other managers discussing our fixture schedule, he said, I give my opinion. I never comment on other managers' comments. I give my opinion. And as I said, man, listen, I say things about Arteta at times, but I don't want to hear that wig-wearing Conte talking about our manager. You talk about your own team. He said, on the mentality of the team, he said, we have 10 games to go. What we did yesterday, now it's irrelevant. It's what we're going to do tomorrow, how we're going to improve and play better to win games. We have to score the second, the third one, and we're not there yet. That's what I said, that second or third goal, it will finish teams off a lot quicker. Sometimes that 1-0 is risky behaviour, man. So we have to make sure in the future that we get that second or that third goal, man. So, but we'll get there. Wig-wearing Conte. On if Saka picked up a knock, he said he was really fatigued. Against Liverpool, he had an issue with his hip. He's played a lot of minutes, you could tell. We didn't want to risk it. He needs to go away with England now. We decided the best thing was to take him off. Listen, don't worry about England, bro. If he's got to play 90, then play him. But yeah, he's all right. On if Saka will be fit, he said yes. On Saka and Partey's performance, he said, I think in general, the team was really good. We had Thomas, when we talk about consistency, 3 games in 6 days. He hasn't had for a while since he's been here. I think he's played at his level, at his best level for 3 consecutive games. That for the team is a big boost. Partey's here, man. They know. They can all see it. Neil said Curtis Aubameyang didn't suit Arteta. Arteta didn't suit Aubameyang. That's probably the best way of putting it. I got to be honest. That is probably the best way to round all of that up. Conte's still hurting after 2017 Cup final. Yeah, man, relax yourself. Aaron Ramsey FC, bro. On Nikola Jova's instructions at the end, he said, if anybody can help with anything, just do it. If it's throwing a bottle on water, cleaning someone's shoes or giving instructions, they're free to do it if they can help the team. That's obviously the set piece. Donny, who's we haven't conceded 1 goal from from corners. On set pieces, he said, well, they're a big part of the game, especially in the Prem. You can see top teams score a lot of goals. 1 or 2, no, but let's skip through that. On not conceding from a corner, he said every game plan is different depending on what we think the opponent will do and what we expect and when it fits and what we want to do. On Saka needing more protection, he said he probably has said what he felt on the pitch. I think the referees are there to do their best, but we have to listen to the players. They are the reason we are all here. Man said it's the shoes, Curtis. Listen, I think Saka's getting kicked all over the place, but it doesn't sound right what I'm going to say, but it's a compliment to him because they know how dangerous he is. You ever see top players get kicked all over the place in the Prem? It's because they know that he's becoming a danger. Yeah, it's like waffle today, man. I'm trying to just skip through it. On Ramsdale, he said he wasn't comfortable in the last minutes against Liverpool. We scanned him. He had a proper injury in his muscle. He wanted to be here straight away. The moment he realised he could not play, he wanted to be here and support Bernd Leno. It's good to see him come on when we won the game. And if he will come out of the England squad, he said he won't be able to play for England. So they're not going to risk him. Let's hope he's back after the international break. We play Palace away, first game back, tricky game. Gunnar Roller said if selling Pepe means we get Gnabry or Sterling, then 100%. Someone asked Conte his opinion about match fixing. Come on, man, the streets don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Coming out here talking about, you know, all of these bits and bobs. Yeah, man, ask him about his match fixing scandal, you know? But hey, we move. On Mikel winning over his detractors, he said, they can join. The more people... Yo, I feel like, man's talking to me here. All right, let's go. The more people we have on board, the Arteta train, yeah, the better. He said, it's normal at this club and its history and tradition is to win all the time. That is the only thing that is acceptable. And when you are sitting here or playing, you have to accept that. No, listen, you answered that with maturity. I can't lie, people. You answered that with maturity. I've definitely been a detractor. I can't lie. But I've had my reasons. This is what I say to people all the time. Sometimes people message me, say, why have you not been a fan of Mikel Arteta? And I give my reasons. And I believe they're solid reasons. But now he's doing well. He's getting more props from me. As I keep saying, get us over the finish line. We need top 4. But man said the more people we have on board. I told you I'm on the platform. I haven't boarded the train yet. Man's letting off the clip. Man's trying to come for me, man. Man said detract. I told you, man, I'm there. I'm on the platform, but I ain't been on the train, man. I ain't there yet. But top 4 and we'll board, you know, all aboard settings. Thomas the Tank Engine, you know. Man said empty in the clip. On the improved fortunes of the club, he said, when I am there, I just look at how we can get better because very quickly things can change. The margins are remote and be humble. Look how we can improve because a lot of things we have to do better. On the possible red against Mings, he said, I haven't seen it on video. They had to review it, blah, blah, blah. On Saka coming off, he said, yes, but they said it was not a red. On Martinelli still joining up with the Brazil squad, he said, hopefully, yes, he was gutted not to be able to play because he travelled to try and be with the team. He really deserves the call-up, so hopefully he can travel tomorrow. So it sounds like he hasn't got COVID, which is a positive thing. And, yeah, we keep it moving there. It'll be great to see him play for Brazil, that is for sure. Let's talk about William Saliba, people, quickly. We'll be rounding up in about 10 minutes. Let's talk about William Saliba. Called up for the French national team. I mean, yo, man, big up the brother, you know. Pavard came out injured and Saliba has been called up. They said he was on the verge of a call-up in the last squad, but was left out, and he has been called up this time. What a big... You know, I mean, I just hope this guy's got a future at Arsenal, man. What is he, 20? In the French squad, the world champions. Who knows how far this guy can go in his career if he continues. Don't forget, people, smash the likes on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well. Don't forget to download Spitch. Link is in the description. Great competition on there at the moment, completely free. Follow me on Twitch. We are going to get going during the international break. I promise you on that. Green Gooner said, big up, Big C. I managed to make it over to the Villa game. Seat was in the whole end. I braved my Arsenal jersey with crutches from my accident. Home fans couldn't have been nicer. Big up. Thank you for your super chat, bro. Hope you're recovering well. And listen, good that the Villa fans, you know, they didn't give you a hard time, man. But this report here is from Charles Watts. It goes a little bit deeper than just the international call-up. It said, talks to open over Saliba's future in the coming weeks. Saliba's camp understandably keen to find out Arsenal's long-term plans for him ahead of the summer. Today's France call-up, another clear sign of his continued development now. Those discussions are going to be vital. And I just hope that they don't mess this up. You know, you got to make him feel like he's going to get game time because we play 4 at the back and he loves Ben White and he loves Gabriel. If he starts telling this guy, you're going to be backup, you know, Marseille are second in the league at the moment. He's in the French squad. he might look here and think, I don't want to come back to Arsenal and sit on the bench. I just hope we handle those discussions properly and get this guy back. New contract. He will be, as Arsene Wenger used to say, like a new signing at Arsenal. I mean, having Ben White, Gabriel and Saliba as our first, three centre-backs, brilliant options moving forward. We should hopefully be in Europe next year. We're going to need a big squad. And well done to William Saliba, man. Listen, we know he's been through a lot on and off the pitch. And I think it's fantastic, that he's been called up to the French national team. Hopefully he gets game time for them as well during the break. Snake Eye said, get well soon, Green Goonot. Big up, bro, 100%. A couple of bits and bobs I wanted to just go through. On the Arsenal website, actually, before we round up, people. Keep getting your comments in as well. A couple of good bits of news and a couple of not so good bits, but I'm not one to hide away from things. Obviously, they do this loan watch, which is interesting. All the players on loan: Saliba, Torreira, Guendouzi. Now, Torreira scored against Inter Milan in a 1-1 draw. He actually had his tooth knocked out as well. He's on the verge of signing, apparently, on a permanent for Fiorentina for about £12 million. It'll be a total fee of 15. I think they've already paid 3 million as a loan fee. So it looks as if Torreira, man said you're becoming quite the cynic on Twitter. Listen, man, I don't care about Twitter, bro. I don't care. I'm just there to, throw my opinions out there. Some you'll agree with, some won't. Bits and bobs, man. A few bits and bobs, people. Saliba, why do I keep saying Saliba? It's because he's on the screen still. Torreira scored against Inter. Reece Nelson played 62 minutes and scored in final Europa Conference League game against Partizan. They went through 3-1. He also played the full game on the weekend against Ajax in a 3-2 defeat. So good that Reece Nelson's getting game time. Hector Bellerin turned 27 on Saturday. A day later helped Betis claim a clean sheet, so he played in a 0-0 draw. Saliba played the full 90 minutes as they beat Nice and obviously got the French call up. Guendouzi played as well. I mean, he's basically not our player anymore. They've signed him. Pablo Mari was sent off as Udinese lost 2-1 on the road at Napoli. And a certain Victor Osimhen scored 2 goals in this game, a striker that I would like Arsenal to target this summer. So Pablo Mari got ruined by Osimhen and got sent off. Pablo Mari, for me, is somebody we need to sell in the summer. Dinos Mavropanos played the entire game as they picked up a victory that moves them up to 14th. He's basically not our player anymore either. I think they've already agreed a £3.5 million deal. And Balogun played 74 minutes against Chelsea. Obviously, they lost 2-0 in the FA Cup. So good that Balogun's getting game time. One really negative bit of news. I won't finish on this because I don't like to finish on a negative, is this. And listen, I don't like to discuss things like this, but I'm also not going to ignore things like this either. And I'm sorry to talk about it, but we do have to discuss these things. A lot of people in the comments are Arsenal fans. Now, during the game against Liverpool, and I've heard a little bit about this, but I don't know the full story. Apparently, an Arsenal fan was racially abused at half-time as he was in the toilets. Apparently, the guy was wearing a turban and he received racial abuse from so-called Arsenal fans who, from what I've heard, and I haven't got this on gospel truth, but from what people who was at the ground and people heard the story, apparently the fans then proceeded to attack him and try and take the turban off his head. Now, for me, man, these kind of stories for me are so disappointing. And listen, I mean, I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say about it. As people are saying, it's the ugly side of the game. And a lot of people say things like, this stuff never happens at Arsenal. Arsenal don't have racism issues and things like that. Well, here's one, people. Here's one. And apparently there's a police investigation underway. And very disappointing. There was also a report that an Arsenal fan, a black Arsenal fan, was racially abused by Arsenal fans at Watford away last week as well. So the ugly side of football rearing its ugly head again. And, you know, it's a real shame. We don't want to be reading about things like that. But obviously, you know, I felt we would discuss it. It's not something I'm going to ignore because, you know, you got to know what's going off. If you, you know, if you're ever going to go to an Arsenal game, you got to be aware of these things. But finally, let me not finish on that because, you know, I don't want to finish on such a negative note. We try and be positive and have a laugh on here, people. Alfred said, those three are our centre-backs in a three with Tierney and a more attacking right-back. We have Tomiyasu as a backup right-back, centre-back, Sel Holding, and Pablo Mari. Yeah, I hear you on that. I want to finish with this final one. It's a would you, people. Would you take this man at Arsenal next season? It's been announced today that he is very unlikely to sign a new contract at Juventus. Out of contract this summer, free transfer, very talented player. Depends really what role you're going to use him in. I've always thought as an out-and-out number 9, he's not prolific enough. But as a support striker, I'm not going to lie, I've always liked Dybala. Listen, he's 28 now. He turns 29 in November. Does he still have the hunger? 8 goals, 5 assists this year in 21 games, 16 starts. That's not bad, really. Would you take Paulo Dybala on a free? Some people saying he's injured. He's on 200 grand a week as well, by the way. Spooky said yes. Don said no. Gaga said no. Chris said no. Buenos Aires Guna said stay clear, Curtis, I promise you. And he's obviously, he knows about the Argentinian players. No. Baller, yes, but injured. People saying, listen, I haven't watched too much of him, so he's got a lot of injuries, right? Red flags all over this man. Lewis says, yep, all day. Lone said, I love this striker. Dybala is awesome. I would for sure. Depends. Could be good for experience base, but 200k, no. But obviously no price tag. Savlon is fine. It's not for me. Dybala looks lightweight. Socially outcasted said, I want Ivan Toney. Doogie said, don't know about Dybala. And we need an out-and-out striker, not a false 9. That's a good point. That's a good point. I do understand that. Because we got a number 10. We may not need him. But there we go, people. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. We've been on for an hour and 12 minutes today. Longer show. Appreciate you all tuning in. We will be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'm going to get some collabs going throughout the international break. Do some different kind of content as well during the break. And get some people on. Make sure you like the video, download Twitch, follow me on Twitch, download Spitch. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Monday. Take care, people, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bless.